Jardozer feeling a little bit bad about taking out Warren in a way that maybe he shouldn't have. Like if just the queen was on hold position, if it didn't move at the.
I'm telling you, he tried to eject and it selected that queen. That's what happened. I guarantee it. Like that's what it was. Like we can go to the replay and like check. Oh my god, it's not a ZVZ. I just realized.
Yeah.
In the top left corner of the map, playing as the blue Protoss player on Simulacrum LE, we have... Is that RNG Pro? Is that correct?
Risen from the Gosu.
Risen from the Gosu. PattyMac. I'm a professional.
And in the bottom right hand corner of Simulacrum LE, we've been following him all day today. He is the American Zerg player representing Icebound Esports. It is Jardozer.
I'm so excited. It's not going to be cheesy.
I mean,
I hope.
we do have.
I mean, it's a forward gateway. You know, for a wall, it's just a probe, right? It's perfect, reasonable scout time.
It's standard. We have a standard.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Excited. Hatch gas pool.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Jardozer playing straight up, and you know it's pretty commendable, pretty respectable that he isn't going for something a little bit too cheesy, especially in game number 1. Meanwhile, PattyMac also going pretty standard. So when it comes to PattyMac, since I'm sure you're not too familiar with him, he's been playing a lot with Glaive Adepts. He's been zesting it up. I don't know if you watched Zest at IM PvZ, but He basically did that like every single PvZ, and PattyMac has been trying to emulate him, and with actually some success. You know, he was able to take down Cham previously, so we'll see if Jardozer has like an answer to it or a better defense to it.
People have been sleeping on Glaive Adepts, and I've been always preaching. So Glaive Adepts are pretty good.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to use them.
They are
before Zest even, you know, came out on IEM and it's like, I'm gonna Glaive Adepts. Everyone, like, I was preaching. Glaive Adepts are good build. Good against Marines. Good against drones. Hatchery block.
wow.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. That was been very exciting. I just wanted to hype it up.
That was disgusting.
And the Twilight Art. Wait, is it Twilight?
Yeah, Twilight Council,
Archives?
mate.
Oh,
We go see Glaives.
Oh, why do I Templar Archives, Twilight Council? There we go. Sorry, I had a brain fart.
I'm the same way.
Oh,
Oh,
Glaive Adepts.
Yep.
Let's go. Warp Prism.
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh boy. And yeah, I do the same thing with Robo. It's like one is Robotics Facility, the other is Robo Bay. I don't know which one is which. It's all Robo to me.
You know. Stargate, Starport.
Yeah. God damn it.
I don't know, because you're a Zerg player. You complained that a command center was 400 minerals. Let's be honest.
Yo, that's ridiculous, alright? 400 minerals for a goddamn command center. Come on. And you have to transform it as well? Mate, what's going on?
It's natural, man. Overlord Scout. Ooh, it's got Overlord Speed too. That's gonna see everything no matter what. And Robo Bay, or is it Facility? Robo Facility.
Yep.
And Twilight Council all being seen. So Jardozer should have a good idea of what's happening.
Yeah, so Jardozer, he does scout everything. Again, I'm not too sure if he 100% knows that it is Glaive Adepts, since, I mean, especially with this Twilight Council, I mean, could be like Zealot legs, maybe. It's possible.
put down the Roach Warren, so I think he has a good idea.
Yeah. Will the roaches be done in time though for this harassment? Oh, he's actually doing this in range of the Overlord.
They don't give a fuck.
He doesn't.
Glaive Adepts are done.
They're done. Oh my god, Glaives are done as well. They're they're shading into the natural. Meanwhile, they could probably take out a couple of queens.
Look at those nacho cheese balls coming out of the Adepts. Is it orange?
Yeah. I get it. And they're nothing but Lings, and Lings don't trade too well against Adepts. They do shave off a lot of them, but luckily there's nothing here really at the third base. Oh, Queen goes down though.
Yeah, Jardozer like straight away pulled all his drones from the third into the natural, just making sure.
Oh my god. The third's gonna go down.
Jardozer doesn't come back. So a lot of Glaive Adepts. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a lot. He canceled the shade. He got the third.
Third's down, boys. Let's go. Banelings are coming. Baneling Nest got dropped for Jardozer. I don't know. I like Glaive Adepts, but dealing with Glaive Adepts is a pain in the butt. There isn't like a perfect unit to deal with Glaive Adepts, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just about like trying to split up your army, but even then, like at a certain point, there are just so many Glaive Adepts that splitting up your army can just hurt you in the end. So it is really difficult to deal with, especially if it goes on scatter, you don't know it's coming for a long time. And yeah, only now the third base going down for Jardozer.
Yeah, PattyMac getting their own third as well, following up with Blink and Immortals, countering the heavier Roach army composition. Just being cute, trying to harass the Zerg's bases in 2 locations. Jardozer can't really do anything, honestly, because if the shades, there's always the chance if the shades cancel and if they don't, then when you're not prepared for it, you're kind of screwed.
That's what I mean. It's all about trying to split up your roaches as evenly as you can and try and cover as many bases as you can. But as this is happening, as you were saying, the third went down for PattyMac. He's ahead. When it comes to workers, he's ahead in bases. The third isn't even done yet for Jardozer. I guess the one thing going for him is that, he will have Baneling speed pretty soon. He is working on Ravagers as well. So I imagine he's going to be going for like a strong push. Or do you think he's just going to stay defensively here? Like, he kind of has to because of the War Prism, right?
Yeah, he has to stay defensive. He just needs to live. Like, he's got to survive. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That War Prism can just drop. How many gateways does he have? Brother has 7 gateways. All right, he just dropped 7 Adepts into the main, like in a blink of an eye, right? Like, there's some hallucinated Phoenixes just like scatting around, but I mean, I think PattyMac has pretty much seen all of Jardozer's base with just those Adept shades.
Yeah. And more workers are going down. Finally, actually, some economic damage being done by PattyMac, and oh my god, 9 workers for 2 Adepts.
That was too much.
Yeah.
That should not have gotten 9
9
workers.
I think,
yeah, those queens were distracted by the War Prism and Phoenixes that they didn't even decide to defend. The Roaches had to come in and defend for them. PattyMac is moving out, which yay. It's a pretty decent sized army, I'm not gonna lie. Force Fields, Immortals,
oh my god,
Stalkers, and Glaive Adepts, which is gonna be fun.
As long as the force fields are on point, like with 3 Immortals, he should be able to deal with this army. We'll see though, as a couple of Adepts do make it into the natural.
Baneling connections are pretty good, not gonna lie, but these force fields aren't the best. The bios not connecting, but forcing PattyMac to run back. I feel like if PattyMac had better force fields, this outcome would have been better. And yeah, those
the Immortals are down.
Are just running in.
Yeah,
all the Immortals are dead. Are you sure? Is it?
Yeah, they're all gone. It's just Stalkers. That's it. All the banelings crashed into the Immortals, and it wasn't efficient. But they all went down. The Warp Prism is forced to move, and it looks like Jardozer has held.
Yeah, I think PattyMac's force fields weren't the best. Just kept eating up those baneling connections, and banelings are good. They're good against Protoss units because they're fat. Protoss units, I'm saying, not the banelings.
I mean, they're both kind of fat.
Banelings are yeah, I guess they're jiggly.
They're a little bit jiggly, and as you were saying, like the banelings, they just hit the sentries. The force fields just weren't really there for PattyMac. I don't know if he just wasn't paying too much attention, maybe trying to harass at the same time a little bit too much. And behind this Jardozer, he's getting a 4th base. You know, he's droning up. His working count is okay. It's not ideal, but oh my god, more workers are gonna go down.
Hopefully, yeah, 5 drones do go down. Jardozer's worker supplies, 10 less than PattyMac, which is saying much for a Zerg player. I'm just saying. Looks like PattyMac is going for those Archons, getting a Templar Archives. I don't think Zerg players get Storm versus, or Protoss players get Storm versus Zerg anymore. So
yeah, I mean, it's more commonly seen if the Zerg player goes Hydras or Hydra Lurker. But in this situation, since it's just mainly Roach Ravager, like I doubt we're going to see Storm. Archons will be ideal, especially against the Ling Bane.
Not more Immortals are being added on, it seems like.
Yeah.
Which is strange to me. It's just a lot of Zealots, but there's a Zealot warp in the main. That's why there's a lot of Zealots being warped in. Hopefully we'll see
the
layer
hatchery!
sniped.
Oh god!
Layer snipe!
The transfuse! Are the transfuse up?
Oh, that's a lot of transfuse. Oh, this layer's gonna live.
Is it gonna live?
Just kidding.
Is it gonna live?
Those are good. With the recall?
Wow.
Hello? That's some baller moves right there.
Styling.
It's very strange that there aren't any Immortals in this composition. I feel like we'd get a few Immortals at least. Maybe PattyMac is just more relying on the Archons to take the hits and whatnot, and PattyMac does know where Jardozer's army is, so clearly can be prepared for this.
Yeah, I definitely agree that the army for PattyMac, I mean, it's not terrible, but it is missing Immortals, and oh my god, the Baneling run by coming into the 3rd.
Dude, that was some. That was 9 pros, which isn't bad for how many Banelings went in, but that was some quick finger. Did he not cancel that?
He got the 4th. I'm not too sure if he cancelled or killed, but either way, it was denied. So nice multi-prong there by Jardozer. Meanwhile, more Zealot harass happening here in the main base. Shouldn't get too much done though. There are already Queens in position.
Queens are a good unit. Best unit in the game, Queens. 100%.
I mean, they couldn't save the lair, so are they good?
Just because you don't make enough Queens, don't blame it on the Queen. But yeah, PattyMac is just getting mass amount of Archons, and I feel like a few Immortals here would be ideal because to deal with the Roaches better. But the Archons
the Warp Prism got sniped!
Oh! But not Warp Prism. The Archons can soak up a lot of the Baneling hits, and I think that's what PattyMac is banking on. Roaches are closing in. Banelings are trying to roll in faster, but I think that PattyMac will just run away. This is a nice harass with the Zealots.
Jesus.
Jardozer's 4th, killing the whole line. I think Jardozer's just going for it right now.
Yeah,
what it looks like.
He's kind of forced all in. He lost 25 workers to that run by, and there doesn't seem to be too much here. But it's so scary trying to push up a ramp. So it does look like Jardozer. He's not committing to this, which could be a mistake.
Yeah. More Zealots going into the 3rd. This Zealot run by has done the most amount of damage.
They actually killed the 4th. Jesus Christ.
Zealots are so good.
Zealots are pretty good, and 8 more workers on top of the 25, on top of that 4th base went down. The only saving grace for Jardozer is the fact that so far PattyMac, he's been contained to 3 bases. He still hasn't gotten his 4th up and running. So there is that, and the fact that like the army for PattyMac isn't ideal either, only 1 immortal. So Jardozer could win a straight up engagement.
Very true. Corrosive Vials are really good. There aren't any more, or there's a few Banelings left, but not a crazy amount where they can just crash into the army. If you have a crap ton of Banelings, they're really good against Archons. All that splash damage will just hit all the Archons. But Corrosive Vials are pretty good if you run into them, from what I hear.
Yeah.
But these Archons are just chewing up those Ravagers. Ugh. That was disgusting.
Yeah. There were some good hits though. All the sentries did get taken out by the Biles, but that lone immortal is still alive in the middle of this, and all these Archons are protecting them. Just pure Ravager right now from Jardozer, trying to apply as much pressure as he can.
What the heck? That Archon got one-shotted. Holy crap.
Yeah, man. Ravagers are pretty good.
I just saw like an Archon just blow up.
Yeah.
That was... Alright, well... they're just trying to find where each other are. The Corrosive Vials are coming down. They do miss the Stalkers. The sentries do get hit, but none of them have died quite yet. There is a bit of a surround. Roaches are pretty good, but the Ravagers do get all cleaned up, and the Protoss army is coming out ahead. GG is called. PattyMac with that game.
Wow. And as that was happening, I was about to quickly show it, but the game ended. There was a Warp Prism with more Zealots in the main base of Jardozer, harassing at the same time. So he was kind of all or nothing, you know. His economy was hurting so bad because of that harass, and yeah, just GG. Milk, can you quickly join the lobby before you go? Before you go.
I don't have an invite.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay, cool. All good. As we get into game number 2. Go pee. Go, get out of here. As I will do the intros as Milk has to BRB for a moment. Yeah, PattyMac pretty solid. Like again, Jardozer, he handled that pretty well. He handled, even though in the end the Adept Harass did deal a lot of damage, Jardozer, he did seem to regain himself. It just did come down to that Zealot Harass in the end. As we do get into game number 1 game number 2 in this best of 3 series here in the bottom right hand corner of Nightshade LE. We have the American Protoss player representing Risen from the Gosu. It is PattyMac. And in the top left hand corner of Nightshade LE, we have the American Zerg player representing Icebound Esports. It is Jardozer. As I set up casting tool. Alright, so once again, like game number 1, it's been pretty standard openers, you know, no early gas or early pool. So far, Jardozer going for a hatch gas pool. Meanwhile, we have PattyMac going for a gateway expand. So nothing too crazy. I'm kind of curious to see if PattyMac goes for Glaive Adepts again, 2 games in a row, as that's kind of been his go-to style in this matchup in PvZ. So we'll see if he sticks with it, or if he decides to go a little bit more standard, you know, going for like a Stargate opener instead. It is definitely possible. We've seen him do it before. And yeah, we'll see how Jardozer handles it, because again, like, his defense seemed pretty good when it came to the Adept Harass. It just came down to the more later stages of the game when the Zealots, they just kind of pulled Jardozer apart. Like, he didn't have the vision with Overlords, and even when and his creep wasn't that good either, so like his overall map presence was lacking, and because of that, the Warp Prism was able to abuse that and get into the main base of Jardozer multiple times. We'll see how he adapts. And oh, as I was saying, we do have a Stargate opener coming out from PattyMac.
Yo, Oracle Adepts. I'm betting it, $5. Oracles and Adepts.
God damn it.
I got a question for you, actually. Because you cast a lot of amateur league games slash semi-pro games. Do you see that the players will like stick to a build style more, or do you see them like switch it up a lot?
It kind of varies between players. I would say in the semi-pro scene, I've seen players switch it up a lot, which could be a little bit surprising. But like players like Eurotrash or Pure Legacy, these like NA pros slash amateur, semi-pros, they do mix it up and they do switch things up, as we see here with PattyMac even. So they do have some variety.
How many oracles do you think he's gonna make?
At least two.
At least two?
At least two. He's not gonna go 3. He's not gonna go that NA, right? Like
5? Like half?
I think he's just gonna stick with 2. We'll see. And we do have an Overlord from Jardozer coming in here, and it does spot the Stargate in the end. But the Oracle, it's already across the map.
Yeah. But Jardozer is prepared. Spore Crawlers are down. Queen's ready. Just gonna probably just wait for the Phoenix to do another swoop in to pick up a queen and then, you know, kill some drones. That was a pretty sweet cancel to Roach Warren, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. That was pretty smooth, to say the least. And yeah, so far these oracles haven't really done much.
Yeah, it's just the scouting game right now. The oracle is trying to look for answers. This Overlord saw all the answers. But yeah, it's just what to see after this stage of the game. I didn't see. Okay, so they do. Jardozer does have Roach Warren. So maybe Roach Ravager, Ling Banes again. Yeah. A lot of Lings being made, but I think probably just the third base, perhaps. Ooh, melee.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So we could see a more Ling heavy style coming out from Jardozer as opposed to game number 1. We have a Bailey that's coming down as well. Hey, go see some Ling Bane action.
Maybe some Ling Bane. Maybe more swarming. Hey, look, 3 oracles.
You were right. Yeah, you said 5, right? What are you on about?
Listen, I said it maybe can go to Has style and go with 5. What? Recall for the Lings that are damaging that there. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, that was actually nicely timed there. Like the oracles almost went in, but oh my god, he called the Adepts and Oracles.
Adepts and Oracles. Classic Adepts and Oracles. But these Adepts getting stuck by the Queen because the Queen, she thick. But a good amount of drones are going down. 8 drones already. Only 6 probes went down for PattyMac, but
yeah, more and more drones are actually going down. 12 already from this Adept Harass.
Where are the oracles? I feel like the oracle should have came in and done some more damage as well, but I guess PattyMac was trying to be safe and making sure the Lings don't sneak on by, just like the last time. Lings are third, trying to find an opening. Ooh,
almost.
Not this time. Immortals are thicker than queens.
Yeah. Oh my god. That was close. Yeah, the Immortal was almost caught out, but so far we do have, there we go, a more classic Legacy of the Void style Hydralisk Den. So we're gonna see Hydraling Bane coming out from Jardozer.
That's gonna be great. Oh, Baneling's being more right outside PattyMac's third. I don't think they're gonna do much. This gateway wall is gonna be solid. Unless, you know, decides to run him into the gateways.
It's possible.
Whatever makes him happen.
Yeah, this is a very, very nice wall, so it's going to be difficult for these Banelings to get into the mineral line, to say the least. Meanwhile, we do have... Oh, they get spotted anyway.
Poor Banelings.
Poor Banelings.
Ooh, poor Banelings. It seems like Archons, mass Archons again for like PattyMac. Really likes the huge Archon body to soak up the Baneling hits. This isn't a very threatening army, in my opinion.
It isn't at all. What's this army going to do? Especially, to be fair, there is a War Prism to reinforce. And I will say that Archons do fare better against Hydraling Bane as opposed to the Roach Ravagers of last game, but we'll see. There are a lot of Zealots, but they're going to run right into the Banelings. Oh.
And then Banelings going into PattyMac's third as well, trying to get that damage. Nah.
Not quite. Meanwhile,
14 drones do go down on the other side of the map, though.
Jesus Christ. And the Warp Prism is going to get the warp off. It doesn't get targeted down, and it looks like PattyMac is just pushing through. The third went down. 14 workers went down. The Banelings crash into Archons, which isn't ideal. Oh my god.
Okay, they're getting all choked up.
I watching this Zerg Brethren fall gets me a little bit emotional. Oh boy.
Oh, it's time for the Archon juggle. Zealots are being worked. The Zealots are great against Hydralisk, in my opinion. If there's no Banelings around,
yeah,
Zealots are the perfect unit to use. And the wall is getting wider, so Archons can be able to walk in with the Immortals. It's Defender's advantage, but Archons are good, man.
It looks like maybe Jardozer can push through. A lot of the Archons are falling. Only one left, and after that falls, Pure Immortal isn't going to fare too well against Ling Hydra.
Very true. Shields do get activated. That one Immortal not quite going to die. These Oracles coming to back up their teammates, brethren, whatever. And single G is called GG. PattyMac takes the win.
2-0.
It's interesting that you went melee, though.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially since, like, it didn't feel like he did much with it. Sure, he went for Baneling run-bys, but I feel like they would have been as effective regardless. And he didn't really mass as many Lings as we would have thought, right?
Yeah, started like pulling up a lot more Hydras, so I feel like just the +1 range should have been better, in my opinion. I think the melee was maybe for the Baneling so they can do more damage against everything, but I don't think enough Banelings were made to be able to utilize that +1 upgrade better.
Yeah, and in the big fight, like, sure, a lot of Zealots did go down to the Banelings, but, like, because there were just so many Archons, like, it was just so difficult to get, like, to trade more efficiently with the kind of army that that Jardozer had. It was difficult to deal with, especially with the army composition that he had. There weren't any spines either. There weren't very many queens. Like, it was rough.